Alright, it's been a while. It's 110 degrees outside. Just got off of work and the brakes are squeaky. Time to do that brake change on the Honda brake change on the Honda Accord. It's a 2009. Here's the things you need. Alright, so the first things first, you're gonna need your brake pads, of course, the rotor. Something you're gonna need to clean this rotor is gonna be brake cleaner, which you also need to clean the components. What you're going to need for your brake pad is going to be brake lubricant. Obviously, we're going to do a full flush with it. It's been over 5 years, so we're going to have our .3, .4 brake fluid. It could be either or. This one just does both. 12 millimeter wrench and a ratchet and your screwdriver. Okay, so something you may have to do here is that if you don't have a long wrench and this doesn't want to come off, you have to remove the brake pads. So you have to release these two bolts. I took that one out already, but say if it's stuck in place, see, I'll tighten it up a little bit, and you're pushing with all your might, doesn't come off. Grabbing a large tubing will increase the torque on there and make it very easy to take off any bolts. So try that if you're having any difficulty. Okay, after you've removed the two mounting bolts, you can take off the brake caliper. You always want to hang the brake caliper somewhere where you don't compromise the brake line. So the brake pads just remained on the disc, so we'll just pull those out. There we go. And these are the ones that started squeaking. You know, there was still a little bit left on it, but you know, definitely time to change. Even if there's a little bit left, I believe the minimum allowable recommended is 5 milliliters, which is millimeters, so this is well below. Now, if your brakes are squeaking, this is why. If you look right here, you see that metal tab. Once the brake wears down to that tab, this tab right here will start scraping your rotor and causing that screeching noise. It's basically a warning sign telling you, hey buddy, time to change your brakes. So you still have a little bit, you could still drive on it maybe a couple weeks depending on your driving habits, but you're going to hear that squeaking, and that's what's causing it. Not all cars have that, but it's a nice feature to make owners change their brakes. I'm going to go in through here and I'm going to clean the clips that hold it in place with brake cleaner. I will also go over these sliding pins. I'll go over those and make sure those are clean as well, and we're going to take this off next. Alright, the next piece to get to the rotor is this bracket has to be removed, and if you look behind, there are two bolts that have to be removed. You have to use an extension tube or use a pneumatic wrench or really extend your torque, because there probably is no other way you completed it. I used the same tubing I did to jack up the vehicle, and I cranked it and off it went. Otherwise, I would have needed to put a lot of force to be able to loosen it up, and I was kind of grateful I had that option of it. That's been loosened. There goes the bracket, and there goes the rotor. So just pull on that, and there's your axis. Okay, after you used the brake cleaner, kind of sprayed all around, dried it up, you've removed that slick layer from the rotor. You can put it back on and screw in back the screw. And after you've cleaned the bracket, you know, that hold your brake pads, and you can also install that back on. Next I'm going to review what you're going to do here is you could buy a special tool at the auto parts store and push that piston back. The brake fluid will back up into the reservoir in the front, but it takes a lot of energy and time, so I would recommend buying the tool for that. If you're gonna do a flush anyways, you can also open up the bleeder here. Some air might come in, but keep in mind you're gonna flush it out. Alright, so here's the piston there, and what you would do is you would use a regular 3/8 adapter. It would fit in there like so, and you would just turn it. Now you notice as you turn it clockwise, it kind of goes in. Then you can use the compression tool and push in the remainder in. Once you've gotten as deep as you can, what you have to do now is this skirt has to align with the knob, with that knob you see on the back. So that alignment is going to have to be perpendicular. So I will turn that just a little bit more. And that was a little bit too much. I'll see if I can reverse that a little bit. The manual says do not go reverse counterclockwise, so avoid that. That's what I try to do as well. Then I will apply a little bit of brake lubricant to the area just to avoid any issues. If you want verification that that tab fits properly, you see that knob is in between the groove, so that's perfect.